Hello everybody, it's Thursday the 7th of November. It's Rita Offen here. I'm sitting here with Tom Williams. We've been looking through the charts for his weekly stock picks, and the time now in the UK is 6:30 p.m. So what we've done this week is we've been looking at the NASDAQ 100 index. So Tom, first of all, is going to talk about the parent index, and then he's found 3 stocks which he believes will be of interest to you to add to your watch list. Tom.
Thank you, Rita. Yep, Tom Williams here. We're looking at the NASDAQ 100, and although it's not actually quite as strong as the Dow Jones or the S&P 500, every stock that's within these major indexes is traded by the big trading houses, and they will send out skilled people to look into the fundamentals of all these stocks. Always remember, there's no bargain in the stock market. There's no stock that's plummeted without anybody noticing. It's now become a bargain, right? So don't expect, if you find good news or somebody's trying to speak a stock up, talk a stock up to you, and it's lying there at the bottom dead, then there's something wrong with it, believe me. Okay, but so that you trade in harmony with the general index, and you can see this is still trending up. It's been going sideways for the last few bars, and the reason why it's going sideways is that hang on, I'm trying to get the mouse going. It's this high volume here, look. It's not all that high, but it's high, look. It's gone up, it's closed off the high, and it's that supply there that knocked that sideways, look. So there was supply in this. Now what you would like to see in this index here would be a test. If you saw a test in this index, especially on the Monday or Tuesday, then you'd expect the stocks, especially the ones I've been looking at or selected for your watch list, those are the ones that you'd expect to respond to the sudden strength in the index. Okay, so Rita, what we do, well, let's look at the first stock.
Right. Okay, so the first stock this week is Adobe.
Right, now Adobe. This is an example of a stock acting as strong, if not stronger, than the index. And the main criteria that you're looking for is that you do not want any weakness in the background. But you don't have weakness apparent in the background here. You've got this on the low here, which tells you that the thing's strong anyway. Yeah. Is there a signal there? No.
Yeah, there is. That's whatever. Test after a shakeout.
There we are. So right on the low, it's telling you there was a test after a shakeout. And if you read that dialog box, it'll tell you why. Now, as we move up, look. Can't get the oh, there it goes. As we move up, right, then a couple of red arrows appear. Now that's fine. That means that there was some weakness, something happened there. However, it's been tested, and that is a test right there. There's no signal on it. But when you see those bars that go down, those red bars, right, immediately after those arrows, and the volume is low, and you've got this in the background, this is here, this is where the strength lies, that's going up. So it goes on up, and there's another test here, look. These are all signs of strength. You've got a widespread up look as it pushes through supply to the left. If you're not quite sure what supply to the left is, or pushing up through supply, the newsletter the week before last, there's quite an article I wrote in there explaining that carefully to you. Okay, so there's a test there, look, down bar. The volume is high. That means there is some supply there, but in that case there's a bit of buying there as well, look. And this is where the volume came in, I think, round here. But it's acting stronger than the index. So I would put that definitely on your watch list. And you buy it only when you see a sign of strength in the parent index.
Okay, the next one on our list is Comcast.
Thank you, Rita. A very similar story, look. You've got a sort of shakeout of something on the low here. You've even got a few red arrows here. Right, but there's testing. That's a red down bar, look. And the testing apparently there's another red arrow, look. But these red down bars, look, where the volume is quite low or very low, that's testing the weakness that could possibly be there. It goes up, look, pushing up through supply to the left. There's a bit of supply there. That's why we have this, what looks like a shakeout. A rapid move down, a rapid move up. That's to shake as many people out of that stock as possible. That means they're trying to get higher prices. A little bit no demand there. But this sort of stock is acting as strong, if not stronger, than the index. And you would only become interested in this when you could see strength in the index. I don't know whether you get the newsletter or not, but I would strongly advise you to look at that every weekend. Next one, Rita.
Next one is Costco Wholesale.
Thank you, Rita. Now here's obviously one that is acting much stronger than the index. Here we've got a big shakeout right on the lows, look. We got a bit of supply, that's fine because it was tested, look. Red down bar. Strength coming in. Okay, so there's another one here, look. Test, look. And that's why it's going up. It's acting stronger than the index, look. Now that could be, that widespread up at the end, right, could be pushing up through supply. If you see any testing at all, that stock will carry on up. Anyway, I say thank you very much. I hope you find these useful. The main thing is, though, you need to keep an eye on the parent index. And I discuss the parent indexes in a newsletter every weekend. Rita here types them all out for me. So it's nice, and any questions you can also ask, send in. And I'll say thank you very much for listening. Goodbye.